Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Friday, March 22nd, 2013. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts. We'll take a look at the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You're going to see that the futures are trading higher this morning by about 3.25 points to 1542 and a quarter. Decent little pop up. It looks like more of the same stuff out there. There's news coming out of Europe about Cyprus. I don't know how much we could read into this anymore, but nonetheless, the markets seem to be holding steady. The European markets this morning are basically flat on the day. Italy is actually up by 0.7%. The German DAX is down by 0.2%, but there's nothing earth-shattering or damaging at the moment, but we have to sit tight and see how this all plays out. Either way you slice it or dice it, there will be more news coming out of Cyprus, and again, it is a big banking hub. I don't think anybody really is concerned about the Cypriot people, unfortunately, but people are concerned about that big money hub, big banking center that they are for a lot of globalists. So we'll see how that all shakes out going forward. A couple of other things to talk about real quick would be the overall market behavior this past week. We've had some up and down action, but really no damage, with a lot of stocks getting punished. So I think that traders need to be a little bit on the guarded side here. But it is a Friday after all, and usually on a Friday we see the markets flat to slightly positive by the close. So I think that's what we'll look for today. Stick with what's been working, what the majority of the time is. The majority of the time the markets are flat to slightly positive on a Friday, and I think that's what's probably most important going forward. Let's take a look at Asian markets last night. Very, very important. Asian markets, very, very mixed bag of tricks. You had the Shanghai index flat on the session. India was down about 0.3%, the Bombay Sensex. The Nikkei was down 2.35%. Now, this is getting a little ridiculous with the money printing in Japan, but this is what you deal with when you have artificially inflated markets. 2% move, 3% move one day, 2% move down. Then you get 2 or 3 big moves to the upside. But it's just all money printing, and it's not a real market at this stage of the game. It's just, what are the central banks going to do? How much yen can they print? How much can they devalue their currency to try to create artificial inflation? It's very disturbing. Ultimately, it's going to backfire, in my opinion, and blow up in their face. But right now, this is what they're doing, and this is the same thing that's going on in the United States as well. They're just taking the Ben Bernanke blueprint and using it over there. But I think traders really need to be on guard. When you get this kind of action, it's very disturbing, to be honest. So again, watch for weakness in the Japanese ADRs. That's something that ultimately is just an ugly, ugly scenario over there, to think that you could just print your way out of any kind of crisis. And Japan's been in, basically a deflationary trend for the past 20 years. So we'll see how it plays out. Gold is down this morning. Gold is trickling down about $10 to $16.05 an ounce. Let's take a look at the GLD. You'll see that's trading. You can see how it's sharply lower, trading around 155.31 right now. Closed at 156.24 yesterday. So gold is down decently today. The U.S. dollar index is also a little bit lower today, down about 16 cents, and that's telling you that worries are starting to dissipate a little bit. So money is coming out of the dollar. The euro could get a little bit of a bid. The euro's at a very, very critical point here, in my opinion. So either way you slice it or dice it, the dollar moving lower, that's going to help to save the euro a little bit. And then you have light sweet crude today, which is up about 37 cents on the back of the weaker dollar. And if you take a look at the USO, you'll see that light sweet crude is upticking a little bit. It closed yesterday at 33.05. Today trading at 33.27. So we're not going to make too much out of that. Weaker dollar, you should see stronger oil. Stronger dollar, you will see weaker oil. And gasoline prices will also go down. So somebody should tell that to the president if he doesn't know it already. But that's what we're looking at. That's what we're dealing with, at least at the moment. There are some stocks in the news here today. A lot of stocks, actually. Nike is one stock that caught a big bid today. So we're going to have some gap plays in the morning. Those will be posted in the chat room at around 9 o'clock, which is still around 20 minutes from now. So we'll see how that all shakes out and plays out going forward. But we will have some gap plays this morning. As for economic news today, I don't think we have much. So I think the markets will probably get real quiet around the lunchtime hour, and we'll see where they go from there. But overall, normally on a Friday we're going to look for a flat to slightly positive trading session. We're not going to look for all that much going forward. We can't rule out markets won't uptick from here. You should have a light volume session on our hands, barring any geopolitical events out of Europe this afternoon. But there is a deadline given to the Cypriot banks by the European Union, and I believe that deadline is on Monday the 25th. So we'll see if the markets just hold steady here at this stage of the game. But either way you slice it or dice it, be on your toes just in case. But generally, we're going to look for a flat to slightly positive day. All right, with that said, everybody, I want to wish you all a great trading day, and I will see you on the charts a little bit later. Have a great morning.